Hey there, it's Nick Yusofian back with another movie review. So what do we have today? Uh, Sometimes you gotta wonder, I love all the big blockbusters, all the action, special effects, all the comedies, all the hijinks, but sometimes you wanna think, I've heard a certain phrase before that enters the vernacular. Of course, you're gonna have plenty of other things like straight out of blank, of course, from Straight Outta Compton. How about one that has to do with just being docile? The Stepford Wives, 1975. How to describe this one? Well, it's the mid 70s. It's women's liberation. There's a certain city known as Stepford, Connecticut. And, this new couple who's tired of the city life just is like, hey, let's escape from the hustle and bustle of New York City and move to this small town. Right, so they arrive. Ayana and her husband Walter and their two kids arrive. Everything's fine. It's like small town USA, small grocery store. When suddenly one of the wives backs into a car and gets injured. But instead of freaking out, she's like, "Oh, I just made an inconvenience. All right, take me to the hospital. Everything is fine." And it's like, what's going on here? What could be going on in this city? I'm going to spoil it. This movie is 50 years old. Yeah, because all the wives are acting very plain. It's like, even during a meeting, when all the wives get together, instead of talking all the goings on in their life, they prefer to discuss cleaning products of all things. It's like, what's going on here? Well, it turns out that there's this place, the Men's Association. And, be like a fraternity, Order of Eagles here in the States, where you think just men would get together, socialize, and drink. Nope, it turns out it's a carefully controlled scheme in order to have the perfect wife that's actually a robot. Yeah. Turns out that there's a very well-constructed plan of the men who are part of this association record women saying various lines, getting the little lilts in their voice, speech mannerisms, things like that. And instead of the wives being like getting tired of having the traditional 1950s woman style life that men wanted, it's like, yeah, we're getting tired of this. We want to have our own type of life. And it's like how women always write into the Dear Abby columns, which we're always unaware is pretty much just a woman using aliases would write into a column run by Abby and ask for advice about life and things like that. So, this movie is at once, it's many things at once. It is once both a product of its time, you can tell by the filter, the camera filter, the car, the type of grocery store, the prices, which are $2, and they said that was fine. Sure. Yeah, that's real high, all right. Yeah. Now, yes, there are the most famous name is this woman named Kathleen, whose last name eludes me, who is in the Butch Cassidy, the Sundance Kid, and The Graduate, who played opposite Dustin Hoffman. All the performances are terrific, giving off a range of emotions in between fear, explosive drama, slight bit of comedy here and there. Just lulling you into this false sense of security that everything is all right. Yeah, everything's a little weird and stuff, but behind the scenes, there really is something cooking. This is a slow burn movie. This is not straightforward going 100 miles an hour on a motorcycle. This is more of like a kind of a rocket taking off, because there's tension and everything that's going on, but then it's like you get your countdown and you're just waiting for it to everything happen. No, I'm sorry, slow burn is it's like an oven, and eventually things start boiling, but it does take a while to get there. But that is part of the drama. I can say it roughly for the first 40 minutes. Some people may be bored by it, and it's like, yeah, that's fine. But remember, this is setting everything up. And just to give you, there are hints throughout of a person working for, Disneyland, a person carrying a mannequin, discussion of robots, things like that. So you get subtle signs that there is something amiss. But I can tell you. Those last 30 minutes though, that stuff is rather, it will challenge you. It will test you. You'll be like, what did I just watch? You just watched something that raises several questions that's not only relevant to the 1970s, but also today, just even as probably just, which is even more shocking as ever, because it's like, many people don't know what they want out of life. So it's like you can either have this very you can either be a stay-at-home mom, which, hey, more power to them for that. But when you become so complacent, you just wonder, who am I? And they're all robots. Robots do take place. This is based off the Ira Levin novel of the same name, and he also wrote Rosemary's Baby. That's all you need to know. Let's just say, I don't get disturbed by movies every day. I mean, it does take a lot to concern me. This one, how everything, it's like if you play Grand Theft Auto Vice City in one of the malls that has that sterile music with the white filter and everything. It's kind of like that. If you've seen Get Out, that's also a very big influence on the Stepford Wives. Is a very big influence on Jordan Peele when he directed and created Get Out. So if you're looking for something that still is surprisingly relevant, mostly as ever, I do it because it's like you've got all these stay-at-home moms that are doing MLMs and stuff like that and raising kids, and it's just like, what direction do you take? Because this is mostly, because again, this does bring up a lot of questions. There's also a satire of the women's lib movement of the 1970s and feminism. So yeah, if you want a creepy, suspenseful movie that's a slow burn, you give the Stepford Wives a watch.